Sometimes reality delivers such unbelievable scenes that they look like special effects, but they are 100% real. People accidentally capture strange coincidences, jaw-dropping stunts, rare natural phenomena, or simply moments that are hard to believe. Some were in the right place at the right time, while others managed to record something that happens once in a lifetime. These shots don't need explanations, they speak for themselves. No setups, no staging, just pure, unpredictable life. Let's take a look at some of the most unusual moments ever caught on camera. You never know what secrets you might stumble upon in the forest. I wonder who actually built this mini city. This is what can happen if you ignite natural gas. No wonder everyone is shocked. Burning water is truly something new. During the test launch, contact with the Starship rocket was suddenly lost. The debris, engulfed in flames upon atmospheric entry, was visible even from distant areas. Claustrophobes might want to look away. Have you ever wondered what the inside of a tree looks like? This specimen is over 1,000 years old, and here's what's behind its centuries-old bark. A sudden flood in Malaysia drew public attention due to the bright red water, prompting speculation about sediments washed out from the soil. What could be better than a barefoot walk through such incredible places in the desert? Just imagine the force of that stream. It managed to punch straight through such a massive rock.
So much water is coming out of the rock.
Because of the crystal clarity of the water, it's hard to even notice it's there at all. This truly looks more like magic than a natural phenomenon. Waterfalls in Iceland are definitely the perfect spot for kayaking enthusiasts looking for new thrills. The movement and coordination of these fish are simply impressive in their scale. The coloration of some insects is hard to believe until you see them with your own eyes. Thanks to their unusual appearance, these insects camouflage so skillfully that they're nearly impossible to spot. Just look. You really can encounter a python of this size on the streets of Thailand. You could watch these waves forever. Looks like someone just got very rich. Desert walks are dangerous not only because of the scorching heat, but also due to traps set by nature itself. A fire rainbow appears only under perfect conditions. The sun must be at least 22 degrees high, and water in the atmosphere must be positioned at the exact angle. Only then does this rare, bright, and mesmerizing light phenomenon ignite the sky. Looks like a winter fairy tale, doesn't it?
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
A pink lake is a perfect reason to visit Australia. Encountering a giant salamander on the streets of Japan is quite a normal thing. And you thought two-headed snakes only existed in myths? Can you count how many horns there are? Yes, it looks strange, but don't be scared. It's just a regular balding little monkey. In front of you is a mushroom with a terrifying name, Devil's Fingers. Despite its sinister appearance, it's not poisonous and can be found in various countries around the world. What may look like hair on a tree is actually thousands of spiders moving in sync. A creepy sight. A parasitic fungus invades the body of an insect and gradually turns it into a submissive puppet that continues to move despite the near total destruction of its body. Something truly strange happened over the skies in China. Thousands of birds swirled into one huge ball right in midair. Why does this look more like the beginning of a horror movie? An amazing optical illusion where it seems like there are 6 suns in the sky. In the Central Asian desert, a man came across a stream of black sludge, which turned out to be natural oil with a high content of valuable hydrocarbons. Such incredible beauty is hidden in the most remote corners of our planet. Just imagine, just a couple of years from now, they might be walking the streets among us. Ready for that future? No need to worry, buddy. It still can't replace your love. This is definitely one of the most extraordinary hobbies you've ever heard of. This person creates installations from old items long considered junk. Although there are many completely different parts here, from afar they form an optical illusion and come together into a single image of various birds. An ordinary optical illusion, or is it a glitch in the Matrix? Due to a damaged gas pipeline, fire erupted in a ditch right on the surface of the water.
It's everywhere, we just leave it burning, something like that. But I've never seen anything like it before. That's pretty unusual.
Seals off the coast of Peru decide to remind fishermen who really owns the local catch. Due to light refraction in the atmosphere, an illusion of a second celestial body can appear around the moon, as if it has a twin. Under ultraviolet light, scorpions glow a bright bluish green due to substances in their exoskeleton. Scientists still don't fully understand why they have this feature. During routine drilling in the Korangi area of Karachi, powerful tongues of flame suddenly burst out. Experts suspect that natural gas has accumulated underground.
पानी जो पानी यहाँ पे इसको बुझाने के लिए डाला गया था, उस पानी को देखें किस प्रेशर के साथ ये उबाल रही है। तो इससे इस बात का अंदाजा होता है कि इस जमीन के अंदर कोई
The main attraction is not the waterfall, but the eternal flame visible right behind it. In Chestnut Park, near Buffalo, a small flame burns endlessly thanks to natural gas seeping from beneath the rock. Thanks to an artificial transparent shell, we have the chance to witness the unique process of a sea creature crawling into its new home. This unusual tiny predator is called the Peruvian dragon mantis. Thanks to its skillful camouflage and miniature size, it easily remains unnoticed among the foliage and successfully avoids danger. You've definitely never seen a more unusual manicure. This is probably the smallest octopus in the world. This is what a lightning strike on a tree looks like. This makeup is so perfect that it's almost impossible to distinguish it from reality. Such coloration in insects is meant to scare off predators, and in this case it works brilliantly, even frightening people. A single mushroom can release billions of spores, spreading through air, water, and even on the feet of animals. Thanks to this invisible mechanism, fungi have conquered almost every corner of the planet. If they showed this kind of thing in chemistry class, no one would ever skip a lesson.
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
Turns out you can launch fireworks during the day, too. And how is it even possible to make accurate forecasts with weather like this? The confluence of two rivers, the Okachi and Silver, looks like a border between worlds. One is murky and dark, the other crystal clear to the bottom. After a recent rain, real stones literally grew on one of the roads, and no one knows why it happened. Hundreds of fungus gnat larvae merge into one long ribbon, moving in sync as if they were one giant living worm. These extraordinary creatures look like real aliens. It may look like an ordinary river in the middle of the desert, but in fact, it's an oil field. These tiny creatures can captivate anyone with their mesmerizing beauty. Due to severe soil erosion, this tree is literally hanging in midair in the middle of the forest, yet it continues functioning. One of the rivers suddenly turned a bright red color, sparking immediate concern and widespread discussion. The cause was sediment stirred up from the bottom, which changed the water's color. These shells may seem defenseless, but in a critical situation, they're still capable of standing up for themselves. What could have caused this sea of ice to transform into such perfectly shaped spheres? Just imagine stepping outside and seeing everything around you covered in grasshoppers. What would you do? Flying fish really do glide above the water, not using wings in the usual sense, but their pectoral fins, which spread out and allow them to mimic flight over the surface. Is a person really capable of this? This guy is into wood carving, but now the question is, how long did this masterpiece even take to make?
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
A desert, usually associated with heat, suddenly got covered in snow. This happens when cold storms from Antarctica reach these arid areas and bring snowfall. In Indonesia, many farmers dye their sheep red. This isn't a new breed, just a way to mark the animals so they don't get lost. This seawater glows in the dark thanks to special microorganisms, plankton that trigger a chemical reaction and create bioluminescence, turning the night into a natural light show. Just look at this beauty, but we definitely don't recommend touching it. It contains enough venom for 26 lethal doses. Is water really flowing from this faucet, or has this guy somehow tricked all the laws of physics? If those are all beehives, it's scary to imagine the buzzing noise there. Wow, what could possibly have happened for a real mini tornado to form in the middle of an apartment? A true natural fountain in all its glory.
लिटरली बहुत गर्म है। अगर ऐसा लग रहा है ओ तिली यार चेहरे पे पड़ गया, बहुत ज्यादा गर्म है। मतलब आप डायरेक्टली इसके अंदर तो नहा नहीं सकते, लेकिन हाँ जो नीचे गिरा हुआ है।
In the ocean, thin, elongated ice formations sometimes appear, resembling sticks. They form when seawater freezes into separate crystals under specific conditions. Here's what the process of fingerprint identification looks like at a crime scene. This is no longer just serving drinks in a restaurant, it's a true art form. This experiment demonstrates how alcohol vapors burn in a regular bottle. When a tree was simply cut down and turned out to be an entire hive full of honey.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
Jackfruit grows in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia and amazes not only with its gigantic size, but also with its sweet taste, which has notes of banana, pineapple, and mango. Even in a desert heated to 50 degrees, oil can be found. Massive deposits lie hidden beneath layers of sand. Working in the Amazon jungle, you might just encounter an anaconda. How many meters do you think it is? Catching a cuttlefish isn't easy. When threatened, it releases a cloud of ink to disorient its enemy. Remember the walking trees from Lord of the Rings? Well, it turns out they do exist. Just look at the monster these fishermen hauled in. This stingray is about 5 meters long, a true giant of the underwater world. For unknown reasons, this tree caught fire from the inside. It certainly looks mesmerizing, but it's still dangerous.
That sounds like a jet engine up there.
The branch is gonna fall.
No, that branch.
Even in the 19th century, people appreciated comfortable cars. Street musicians in Mexico are ready to sing from any position. Protection's so good, no virus can get through. Could this good boy really have done something wrong to end up in a police car? Even far from its native savanna, the lion cub found a true cat pride of its own.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
Who else but possums know how to effectively protect themselves from any danger? A lake where before you drink champagne, you first have to catch the glass. While diving, he accidentally stumbled upon some sleeping whales. Here's a holographic fan that can project nearly any 3D image. Impressive, right? This adorable family has reached the ultimate level of camouflage. But sometimes nature knows how to amaze even on land. The sensitive mimosa is a unique plant that folds up its leaves when threatened. We've never seen Australia's football team in the World Cup finals, probably because the Kangaroos keep interrupting practice. A game of tic-tac-toe on the hardest difficulty level. I don't know where this came from, but the environment probably won't be thankful for it. Be sure to check this for yourself, too. This is definitely the most smiley predator we've ever seen. Seeing a pink dolphin is real luck. Such creatures are rare in nature. Cleaning the house in Australia might lead to finding more than just dust in the vacuum cleaner. Universal Studios sure knows how to impress with realistic special effects. The number of bats in Mexico's caves reaches literally into the millions.
If you haven't liked this episode yet, now is the best time to do it.
A reminder of why it's so important to take care of the environment. Just look at how much plastic is floating down this river. Snails love quick snacks too. These fish move with such synchronization, it's as if they're a single organism. That's not a twig, it's a real stick insect. It can grow up to 56 centimeters long, and its camouflage is so perfect that spotting it is nearly impossible. The best cosplay of Jason from the famous horror movie. The ocean never ceases to amaze with its extraordinary inhabitants. It won't be easy to gather them all. Each one brings a new wave of cuteness. A swordfish can pursue its prey over several kilometers. They've clearly gathered to express their outrage about the grain. To help restore the ocean, people are manually creating coral plantations. They grow new corals on special ropes and then transplant them into damaged reefs. This helps preserve marine life and even protect coastlines from erosion. Imagine how much such a rare archaeological find would be worth. We might not have flying cars yet, but humanity is definitely heading in that direction. The invisibility cloak is no longer magic, it's a real invention now. We bet this dog has the best sense of smell ever. Proof that even angels need cash. Maybe they hooked it with a fishing rod, but they caught it with bare hands.
We got you. We got you. Yeah. All right. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down.
There are still many remote and hard-to-reach places on our planet where traces of the past remained hidden. Due to the turbulent events of the World Wars, artifacts from that era are sometimes only being discovered now. Today, luck is clearly on the side of the residents of this street, a money truck overturned right before their eyes. And their name is Legion. For transporting their boat, they clearly didn't need a trailer. And this little-known dog knows how to beg for attention. Anyone who thinks fire and water are incompatible should see Izamoc in Chile. There, flames burn right next to the water, challenging our usual ideas about nature. Creepy footage of a tree catching fire in the middle of the forest. An army of gorillas swims down the river with such coordination, it's as if they're preparing for a decisive battle. Many trees in the desert caught fire from the inside without any visible reason. One of the creepiest parasites in the ocean is a small crustacean that eats a fish's tongue and then takes its place, becoming a living tongue inside its mouth. Thanks to science, humans can observe even the development of an unborn baby shark. Sea cucumbers use up to 30 thin tubular tentacles around their mouth to catch microscopic algae and particles, turning feeding into an underwater spectacle, even though they're quite tiny themselves. And how would you explain that to your boss? It's hard to believe anyone would buy a goose invasion on the road as an excuse. At some point, the ground just decided to stop being solid. How can such a small lake even generate waves this powerful? Here he is, the real hide-and-seek champion on the ocean floor. Blink once, and the predator instantly turns into a rock. Snail eggs, especially those of invasive species, are often destroyed by farmers as soon as they are found. When water temperature changes, fish often gather in schools and move to shallower areas where it's easier for them to find shelter.
What an incredible footage! We always strive to choose the best content for you.
Why does this little creature look like it just crawled out of a video game or fantasy movie? On Mount LeConte, the wind blew so fiercely it felt like it might rip all the trees out by their roots. Because of loose soil and strong winds, it seems as if the ground itself is breathing and about to crumble apart. The armadillo defends itself from enemies with a strong shell and can curl into a tight ball, making itself completely impenetrable. A massive statue of a knight with a sword rises above the forests and river as if guarding these lands since ancient times.
We're sure that our episode has impressed you. In fact, we always strive to choose the best ones for you. And we want to thank our regular subscribers and warmly welcome new ones.